I am Margaret. I am currently based between two worlds. Grenada, and my work base is the U.S., Georgia. My biggest problem before WCA was being stopped by an incident, a work-related incident, that left me absolutely devastated. It made me feel confronted with this lack of trust from a person that not in a million years I could have imagined that incident happening with me. I felt completely devastated. What was bizarre is that shortly, actually during that period, I was on Facebook and I saw this video clip from what was it? Insider.
Success Insider.
Thank you. It was from Success Insider. I clicked on it. But it wasn't just that. It was like immediately clicking on it, it was like, I got to try this. And then one thing led to the next to the next. What is interesting also for me is that even though what I started with as an original issue, the process of going through the Success Insider addressed several issues that I was not aware of, that I was confronting, relating to this feeling of not feeling trust and feeling that, devastated by someone who I trusted implicitly. But it led through a series of addressing issues. And now I have felt like it's given me some clarity that I've confronted or begun to address an even greater issue that I had never imagined in my lifetime I would have begun to address. And that has been a big stumbling block until this period. So it's really been an amazing and profound and challenging and amazing and like, oh my gosh, I could do it experience. The concern for me was probably more in terms of being disappointed by humans that I trusted. And it's not just a big disappointment, it's that feeling of utter, it was a shock, it was utter, I felt really defeated. And if someone in such a high power, someone with such who I had greatly admired, who could be so, in my eyes, in my small eyes, disappointing and not coming from truth. So someone I had esteemed had become human and fallen and leaving me feeling totally devastated. And so with that, it's like if I cannot trust that kind of person, it's like, where is trust? Where is, that was difficult. Because at the end of the day, trust does not come along very often. And to feel that at the beginning that I couldn't trust this person and a behavior from that person left me utterly devastated, then I was crushed. And that was, that's what, it's kind of in hindsight that this being crushed is what brought me to WCA. But at the same time, it was, in hindsight, it was good being crushed because it brought me to that steps of greater growth that I would not have imagined. I would not have imagined before.
Thank you for sharing that. So now that you're here with us today, what would you say made you the happiest or surprised you the most about being here, joining WCA?
the happiest for me is finally holding that mirror up to myself and looking at that part of me that I felt most insecure about. Looking at that part of me that I felt most vulnerable, and it's easier for me to put on a straight face, so to speak, and that I could, in most other areas of my life, overcome the other challenges. But this time it was, no, Margaret, that was escape mechanisms before. And WCA allowed me to actually, through guided processes and steps over this period of the last few days, to really examine and take a look at what was this great limiting beliefs that I had, and look at it. And yes, I would say in a short time, in just a few days, being able to address it. And I know, and I say address it, and that sounds a little bit, it sounds simplistic in a way, but it is also because of the tools that I felt that was shared with us and that we'd been given, that that detailed process, that detailed step-by-step process, it really helped me to identify what was some of my biggest fears, or one largest that stood out more than any of the others, and left me feeling like, okay, if I do this, then I could see like aha moment afterwards. And I think in WCA that I got to the aha moment, and that is, it's bigger than $1 million. I'm sorry. It's really bigger than $1 million. The greatest breakthrough on the benefit is that I got access within myself about what I not just can do, but what I have begun to do in the WCA. So I started the process, and not just I have started the process, those that have wronged me have seen a significant difference in me in a short space of time. And that process is that helping me break through these, for lack of a better word, it helps me break through chains, it helps me break through blocks that I had all my life. And to see that in 3, 4, 5 days, that I could, one, identify it and actually have the steps, have concrete steps that help me not only identify but address these blocks that I had. And these are blocks I'm talking about since I was like, it started, I say the genesis of my blocks was when I was 4 years old. And it's not about, I'm not daddy was fantastic and whatnot. It's not about, blaming others, but it was the genesis. But it also gave me so much strength in the sense of, I'm not blaming father or whatever, but I think what was more important is that these tools help me see within myself what I can do, and it is all tools that are available within me. At the end of the day, the power lies within me, the clarity lies within me, but WCA gave me those tools that I think I have tried through other mechanisms to get it and did not. So I got those mechanisms through WCA. Sometimes we see so many clicks and all these images and all these videos out there, especially in this 21st century, media age and whatnot. And it's hard to, perhaps sometimes it's hard to believe that a program, especially in 3, 4, 5 days, can really significantly make the difference. I would tell you, I am already thinking about when next I can come, because I'll tell you what, it's not because that I think that at the end of this I will be perfectly cooked, so to speak, but that at the end of this, and not just at the end, because I already see the change in myself. I have seen that the tools that I have, and I keep using the word tools for lack of a better word, the tools that I have now, not also just identify, but also with the support of the people around me, it's helped me to take some really concrete steps. And I know without a shadow of a doubt, I am completely committed to my continued unfoldment. I've set goals for the next 1 year. And at the end of that 1 year, I know that there will be, and I expect there will be other greater goals and challenges in my life. Otherwise, I'm dead, right? So I know after that, and the idea is that having that probably in my eyes, maybe not next year, but maybe in 2 years, come back and get another refresher and look at greater goals and visions for my life. Hello, life is bliss right now.